So in Kenya, 70% of Kenyans have no access to electricity. Only 30% do.
Wow.
And that's a huge number. What we know is that you cannot educate, you cannot develop without electricity. You need power for all sorts of things. So the solar movement is alive and well in Kenya. We have a massive array of all sorts of solar solutions. But I know that access to lighting is one of the, really is tantamount to a human right. For children to be able to go to school, for there to be any sort of improvement in life and lifestyle, you need access to electricity.
And that's 70%. And that's 70% not having access to light. They use dirty fuels, right?
They use kerosene, which we talked about. They use candles, and they use batteries. Those are the three main sources of lighting. Kerosene, of course, has all sorts of complications, and the light itself is quite poor. Batteries and candles cost.
Yes.
And so not always available.
And fire.
And fire, of course, is used. Some of those kerosene lanterns that are, they're fueled by kerosene, but they are naked flames.
Right.
And they've been responsible for a lot of fires.
And the ones most affected by this kind of naked flame and the smoke that comes out.
Yeah.
Is women and children, because
Absolutely.
they're in the house.
Absolutely.
They're in the darkness.
Yeah, they are, as I told you, the custodians of household energy. And so they are the ones who are responsible for lighting the house, ensuring the children do their homework, ensuring that people eat. So cooking and lighting are coupled in many ways. Cooking energy and lighting energy go hand in hand.
You know, I was so inspired how do you call the women and their relation to bringing sustenance and life. You have a very beautiful name for the women.
The women are custodians of household energy and
custodians of household
energy. I think that's because they're the ones who are responsible really for ensuring that everybody gets a meal, everybody has a place to sleep. They get their energy needs are met, whether it's lighting or cooking or heating. Another important part of energy is heating ambient space.
Right.
So how do you ensure that it's a warm space? Often the kitchen couples up.
You don't
for
think
that.
about that
You
in
don't
the
think about that.
the Masai Mara,
No,
that it's cold. No?
You don't think about it, but you think about the fact that those houses have a fireplace in the middle.
Yes.
And that also serves to heat the rooms.
And
so
they're the custodians of that
light
fire,
and that fire
and the food that comes out of it, and to keep sure that the children
they're the ones who will therefore be most interested in ensuring that these houses.
But they also get the wood.
They do.
They also have to go many kilometers to get the wood, firewood, to keep that light going.
Yes.
So what Liter of Light is, we believe that once again the women should also have the power, should keep the power by learning, not only using it, and if it breaks down they have to go into loans to buy again, but we believe that if they're so good at doing these beautiful necklaces, those are amazing, that they can also build light, repair light, but one day they can also scale it without us. That if we transfer knowledge and tell them where to buy it in the village.
Well,
in the Philippines, we have a very similar one. The women are called Ilaw ng Tahanan.
Mm-hmm.
Ilaw ng Tahanan means the light of the village. So it seems that women
the light of the village there too. Exactly.
And so what was your experience about being one of the first to build this on the ship?
Oh yeah, that was fun. I think that for a fact, for many years I worked on an initiative called W Power. It's the Partnership for Women Entrepreneurs in Renewable Energy. And the premise of that initiative was that women ought to be involved across the value chain of renewable energy. I believe that wholeheartedly, because if women are involved in manufacture, in the design,
And
in
not
the
just
not
selling,
only
not
in
just
the
only selling, right?
and often not even in the marketing. They're involved in the use, so they're end users of these technologies often. We wanted them to become entrepreneurs in the sector and do exactly what you said, is become, manufacture, put them together, sell them,
Change their design.
change their designs as they see fit, and have the know-how to do that. But it's not intuitive. I think most important is to ensure, what we found is that entrepreneurship has got to be taught.
Right.
You cannot expect women to suddenly wake up and even, I mean, I struggled with a few screws here and there, but with my master's degrees. But I think if you can get women well trained to understand, and not everybody is an entrepreneur.
Right.
There's some who are, some who aren't. Then you get the right people in the room with the right skills, the right support.
Right.
Then of course the scaling is just a matter of time.
I always believe that you will learn how to do it better by giving it to a village and then coming back,
Yeah.
and they will say, no, this way
This
is
is
faster than
exactly.
this one, and
Exactly.
I don't think you should put. So yeah,
Exactly.
people always think that you should just
And disappear.
and then disappear. But this is something where we believe this is not the end product, but one day we might find out that all this knowledge, all these ideas could actually be better in bringing clean energy to the world.
Yeah, no, I think so. And I hope this in particular is really inspiring, because we have a lot of kerosene lights and a lot of kerosene.
So you could see.
Yeah, it goes. A lot of people use this lantern using kerosene. So to be able to transform it into a solar lantern, and for people to be able to do this themselves, we have in the work that I'm doing now with the Wangari Maathai Foundation, we teach the value of resourcefulness.
Yes.
Use what you have to make what you need.
Right.
And this,
Not the
I think, is a
wastefulness.
great metaphor for that, because here they have a lot of these, but to be able to transform it into something that's useful and to learn that know-how is really powerful.
In fact, I wanted, this comes from the Peace Boat. The Peace Boat staff made this.
Yeah.
And there's this happiness and peace. And I was thinking if you would accept this as a gift to bring with
I
you.
would love that.
And
That's
we would also be
beautiful.
sending you like the videos of how to make it and the circuits,
That's great.
so that you can replicate this.
And maybe we can teach the kids how to transform these into solar lanterns. That's great.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Illac,
It
and
was
all the
such a
best with
pleasure.
what you're doing.
No, it's an honor.
great work. It's
We're
great
just
work.
the inventor, the people on the ground, the real change makers are organizations such as
Great.
yours.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
I loved your speech on the foundation, and about empowerment, and about resourcefulness, and we were talking about the greatest resource that sometimes is not addressed, which is the women entrepreneur
Yes.
on the village level.
Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. Thanks for coming and allowing me to make one of these simple lights. I think it's great what you're doing, and a pleasure to be part of it here on the ship. But I think that one of the greatest lessons we can teach is resourcefulness, and for women and the ability to carry this forward and scale it.
Yes.
Entrepreneurship becomes a really important vehicle for that. So I think you're well on your way.
They say that the purest form of good social entrepreneurship is to make yourself obsolete.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And that ought to be the goal of many in this sector.